hacking
Even the rest of the Covenant were like, hey, that first battle on that one planet, Crop the Planet.
What the hell was that all about?
That was a whole fluke. Like, that wasn't actually supposed to be a thing. I mean, we lost one of our best chieftains to that thing. Are we sure about this? And the prophets are like, please, continue.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. I'm Austin.
I'm Shane.
I'm Connor.
And we're back with actual lore.
Hey,
Can you
Peter.
believe it? We're on episode 126.
That's a lot of episodes.
We've been cooking. And I got me we like that fun beer.
Can we light this candle?
It's up to you. Honestly, I feel like that's up to you.
Kind of. I mean, the
Sir
thing is
sniffs
that
a
like
lot.
last time we
I
lit
will
it.
go get my lighter out of my car right now.
But here's the thing. Last time I was told by you guys never to light a candle down here ever again.
I don't think I said that.
If it's over here, it's fine.
You never know.
I would be genuinely confused as to how that would happen.
Just watch the candle. Just
So can I light it?
if you want to.
Can I go get my lighter?
I could do the intro while you do that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my lighter. I've been waiting for this moment. Where are my key? Okay.
Don't trip up the stairs.
No way he did. So, today we're back in the lore for the season 6. We're in season 6 now, I think. Yeah, we're in season 6 now. I think. Wait, hold on.
We've been doing this for 6 seasons?
Hold on. Season 1 was 25. Season 2 was 50. Season 3 was 75. Season 4 was it's season 6. So we're cooking. Season 6 here, talking about Halo's battles, various forms of battles from across the games, the books, everything like that. I'm going to be doing my very best to keep these guys up to date on what we're talking about. So unfortunately, Connor, we haven't played through Halo 3 entirely yet, but
I know I've played Halo 3 here and there.
yeah. Have you played that one mission that Shane loves the most where you basically do a beachfront attack?
Isn't that like the third mission?
No.
I think?
No.
I feel like if I were to see some clips and
It's called The Covenant. It starts with Shane's favorite dun dun like yeah, it's like dun no. There's
There's a good chance I feel like I've played this mission before.
You
but it's been a
probably
while.
have, but regardless, we're talking about first the Battle of Installation 00, also called the Battle of the Ark. What up, dude? Come on in. The water's fine, so will the fire. It's gonna smell like Guinness in here. No,
So I'm gonna look up.
my show
My show.
and yours.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
What was the mission called again?
The Covenant.
I'm so excited.
Are you excited?
Yes, but I need to make sure I don't try to bring it up to my face to smell it and realize
You don't need to do that anymore.
No.
It'll just do it now. And it'll just flicker in the wind because there's a fan in here. Oh, good. Now we can't see it.
What do you want from me? What do you want?
All right, so yes, we are indeed talking about the Battle for Installation 00, otherwise called Battle for the Ark, that took place during Halo 3, basically exclusively during Halo 3. Even in all of the various forms that we've seen it take place in other things like other games or other stories, it's usually just mentioned or barely added onto. For one thing, for example, just something to bring up immediately, we find out in Shadows of Reach that there was actually a small contingent of Covenant forces that were protecting the Anodyne Spirits, the Forerunner Dreadnought ship that was powering High Charity that went to the Ark, and they had been there even after the battle was over because the Halo firing was protected by the ships.
Is this the mission with the monkey family Easter egg?
No, that's Arrival.
Oh, darn.
Sierra 117.
Someone
the
make
word
this
is-
man play the damn
It's
Halo
just
game.
it is just the Covenant.
So looking at the screenshots, I kind of remember some of it.
Yeah, the Covenant. You see, the Battle of Installation 00 and the Ark takes place over the course of 4 missions. Takes place over the Ark, the Covenant, Cortana, and Halo. The whole battle takes place across almost half the game. So, pretty significant battle. But that being said, before we jump into the conversation, man, that does smell really good.
I know that fan is just speeding up the burning process.
It's
of
feeding
that.
it oxygen. It's just
Good. So, before we get started, JumperScape.com if you want to get plugged into our community or find ways to support us. We have some pretty cool stuff that's constantly dropping almost every week by this point. We have the Library Halo Lorecast, of course, going up. We have a legal broadcast hosted by these two right here, our Helldivers podcast. It's like in-universe. It's pretty darn cool. We've got our Chatternet Daily Halo Radio, and we've got, well, let's see. Do we have any other major ones that I gotta bring up here? I don't think I do in terms of shows. So Stories from Waypoint is still going on. 2 episodes a month. We have another episode dropping. Probably already dropped actually this week. Venezia Sonata.
Can I do a self promo?
Sure, do a self.
The slush.
The slush. Connor, what do you talk about on the slush?
Current gaming news.
Well,
It's real fun.
it's very cool.
It's very fun.
Along with that, a couple other things to keep in mind. And as we move forward, it should be noted, first of all, that the calendar got funded like entirely, but not just entirely. We're talking like way over its budget.
Like 100 and what?
Put it
38?
towards next
155.
150. The last I saw was 137.
Now it's 155. Yeah, that's when it ended because we started at we started with the funding price at $7,500. That's enough to pay for the artists. That's enough to pay for about 150 calendars and all of its add-ons. What we ended up with was $11,601.
$1.
Yep, that $1 actually really sent me over the limit. I was really happy about it. There was one person who backed us at $1, and I genuinely am going to send him some free stuff, just because that was just hilarious.
Some free.
Yep, absolutely.
I want to help a little bit. I don't care if I get anything out of it. Bunch of free stuff.
Yep, that's just how it goes. So that being said, thank you so much for everybody who decided to back us. Otherwise, if you want to support our shows or us directly, the best way to do so, especially in terms of getting our shows a little bit of that love, a little bit of that attention. If you're listening today and you haven't given us a rating yet or dropped a comment telling us your thoughts on today's episode, then you should totally go ahead and do so, because we do have a conversation happening in the comments all the time, and you guys have been blowing that up recently. So we would love to hear from you and see what you guys are thinking about our show. And otherwise, if you're new around here, let's say you stopped in for the new season or you're here from the 40K Lorecast, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope you enjoy our stupid energy. But we promise that we also know what we're talking about, mostly.
Some more than others.
Yeah. Shane's really got to catch up.
Uninformed but willing to learn more.
Uninformed but willing. That's so funny.
It's not.
The old. The oldest.
We're not going to talk about that. And then meanwhile, Connor just gets a lovely introduction.
It was so freaking
Hey,
funny.
brutes and gravity hammers are pretty cool, man.
That was pretty much the gist of it. It's still, that was described as basically brutes and gravity hammers. So, anyway, all that being said, we got a battle to talk about today. Stick around after the show is over. We're going to head into our Patreon segment after
in my
this.
mind.
Yeah. We're going to head into the Patreon segment after this to read the Patreon names, do the Q&A, and also, of course, do the quiz, which today, for those of you who are in the chat live today, 2,000 Halo Infinite credits on the line. So, stick around for that. Wait for that to happen. Today's quiz, as per usual, is about today's topic, so it'll be about Halo 3, broadly speaking. It won't be about Installation 00. It won't be anything like that. It'll just be broadly Halo 3, but strictly focused on Halo 3.
Connor knows a lot about Halo 3.
I know.
So please call on him if you guys, if one of you guys do the quiz.
I'll do my best.
So, anyway, let's get into the conversation. So, of course, we're kicking off talking about the Battle of Installation 00 when they first show up. The Storm ends up being a thing. The portal opens. The Covenant succeed in activating the portal on Earth. And when they do, they got to get the humans got to get through the portal.
I never fully understood why there was like I didn't know if it was just there for like it just so happened to be there, or if what the Covenant was doing in Africa like was causing an actual storm there. Does that make sense? Like when in the first mission, when the portal opens right before the Forerunner Dreadnought goes into the portal, like if you go to that mission, when you look in the sky, there is a genuine, just massive storm centered around like the dig site where they're glassing that whole area to open the portal.
Yeah.
Is that like intentionally supposed to happen?
Yeah.
I never knew that. I genuinely just never knew why.
Well, you got to think about like how much that screws with the atmospherics when you start glassing a planet. That's why there were bless you. That's why there were storms all over Reach when it was getting glassed.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Because storms
I didn't know if there was
just
like an actual canon reason behind that.
Oh yeah, it's not even a canon thing. It's just physics. It's just science. Because you start hitting a planet that has a nice climate-controlled environment and start hitting it with a bunch of heat fronts.
You know what's funny? Remember forward onto. I was talking first. Then you can talk. I promise. There was on Forward Unto Dawn. The introduction, like where the space elevator was, when the Covenant ships started coming down, there was lightning and stuff. There was like a storm going on.
Famous race car.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
You're gonna say a bunch of heat. You take out a lot of trees that filter out the CO2. The atmosphere is not going to have fun after that.
Nope. So it's going to be filled with a bunch of storms. Now, do you want a little bonus fact about why that portal is even there?
Why, sure.
So we only have a little bit of understanding about when the portal got put there. We know that it was put there around the time of ancient humanity, a little bit after, more than likely, their regression back to the Stone Age by the Didact. We have only a small comic strip, basically, that explains a little bit about when this whole thing was put together. And basically, it's there just for when humanity finally gets to the point that they're worthy of taking on the Ark. So when they're worthy of taking control of it.
Getting the mantle back.
Yeah. So that was the thing. They didn't get to do that. It was just the Covenant showing up and be like, hey, yo, there's something hidden on here.
Well, that's why they were, like, in Halo 2, they talk about, like, Regret's ship coming to Earth, and, like, Cortana was, like, getting into their comms, and they're like, they weren't expecting us to be here.
Yep.
And she's like, no, not like us as in the UNSC, but, like, humanity. They were, like, surprised that there was such a heavy presence of humanity, and that's when the prophets were like, oh, shit, this isn't good, because like us being on Earth contradicts their entire religion, because that's what they were looking to dig for, that portal, and the fact that the portal is here on Earth, none of the Covenant were really smart enough to really scratch their heads and be like, huh, why is this humanity's homeworld, and why is the portal on their homeworld? The whole thing contradicts the religion entirely. Hence their beef with humanity.
What's kind of funny to me is that in the books, it's revealed that they know the name of the books of the comics. It's revealed that the Covenant knows the name, at least the prophets know the name of the world they're going to. Like, an ancient world known to the Forerunners as Erde Tyrene.
I was going to ask, wasn't there like an actual name for Earth?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so you know that it's called Erde Tyrene. How do you not know that Erde Tyrene was also the homeworld of the humans, at least the new one that the Forerunners gave them?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of plot holes in Halo, so it just...
I like to just assume that the prophets are just constantly stupid.
Ignorance. I mean, ignorance is a very, very common trait, in like ignorance and greed. Especially like at the end of Halo 2, you know, truth, help me. No.
Yeah, I mean, like,
help me.
Because that's the thing, is that they just did not plan very well at all, because they tried anyway. That's kind of the interesting thing, is that the initial attack that was going to be heading for the portal to the Ark was going to be a lot bigger, actually. And it's partially...
What do you mean was going to be a lot bigger? Like, in terms of like writing, or like just in lore, there was something... It was
in writing, yeah, the games were going to be bigger. But in terms of lore, you know how Hood at the beginning of Halo 2 is like, the fleet that destroyed Reach was 50 times this size. Mm-hmm. There was going to be more ships.
So they were just like, yeah, we'll throw that line of that. Where did the ships go?
Like after the battle?
Yeah, I guess.
They went all into the portal, basically. The ones that were still up and running. But no, there was a larger fleet. The thing is, in First Strike, we have a massive fleet near the end of the book that is building around this big old ship called the Unyielding Hierophant. It's kind of like a big old moving station. And Chief and his team, of course being Chief and his team, infiltrated by themselves. One Spartan dies. Rip. And then... After they do that, they set that thing to explode, and it explodes with such a massive payload. The Unyielding Hierophant was surrounded by a massive fleet of Covenant ships, and all 500 of them got instantly vaporized. Instantly. Just, There goes the ship.
Poof. And it's gone.
So there's going to be a much larger attacking fleet. More importantly, a much larger attacking fleet that was going to attack Earth sooner before they were ready. Because of Chief's actions, they were at least a little more prepared. So they got bodied, but like not as hard. They still took out more ships with them by this point. So the Covenant arrive on Earth. They finally get their attacks out. We'll cover the fact that they went to Cleveland, Ohio later. But
The ghost of LeBron dunking on him.
at the same time as attacking New Mombasa, Sydney, Australia, Cleveland, Ohio. And I think they were also attacking, if I remember correctly, they were attacking.
So this is the time frame the battle for Cleveland actually happened.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Because they were holding basically the entirety of Cleveland hostage. They stuffed them all into the stadium.
The Browns are already doing that.
Yeah, they stuffed them all into a stadium and were basically like, all right, you're going to tell us where this thing called the key to, what is it, Osanolin? Yeah, key to Osanolin is. And everyone's looking around like, the hell is the key to Osanolin? This is a story for another time, though. Everyone's confused in Cleveland, basically, and this is still true today.
The prophet, like, I think the war genuinely would have ended like a lot sooner. I mean, obviously, if like humanity had any like the smallest like idea what was beneath the surface of Africa and found out what it was for, because we only found it because the Covenant went there to dig it up and use it.
Yep.
Like if humanity found out what it was, like immediately things would have got very contradicting very, very quick. I don't think like the battle lines would have been much different. I think the Sangheili would probably have woken up a little bit sooner.
Maybe.
But the brutes were very, very like ignorant. Like 343 Guilty Spark literally told Tartarus in Halo 2 like what the hell the purpose was. And Tartarus was just like, no, and threw 343 Guilty Spark at Johnson. Like they were just so blunt, like, hey, if you like this, you are all going to die. Straight up. And even Arbiter like tries to even reason with Tartarus and is like, hey, the prophets are such bullshitters right now. We need to wake up a little bit. And he was just in complete denial. And it just that's one thing that like I as a kid I never really understood. Is just like you have, you know, Spark literally telling you what is going to happen and what the purpose of the ring is, and even Arbiter's like the prophets have betrayed us. And even after that, I never understood why the like Tartarus and the brutes were like, no, we still want to do this. And the brutes are canonically like stubborn and ignorant, and the Sangheili are just so much more smarter and more intelligent than what they are.
Well, that's the thing, is the elites were more intelligent. They were catching on to the Covenant's lies even like 1,000 years before all of this took place. But the brutes, the thing about the brutes is there's multiple factors to this, and we're going to go into another battle at some point in regards to this that is taking place in the story called Age of Retribution. Ouch. Where Connor, you'll enjoy this story. A bunch of brutes body all the elites. One in particular named Avitus, the Thrall Slayer.
That's what a name.
He's the brute from Halo Wars. So basically that battle explains that a good amount of what was going on wasn't just the brutes are stupid and blinded by faith or something. It was also that the brutes had such a bad time in terms of status within the Covenant, because the Covenant is a hierarchical caste system. If you want to move up in the world, honestly, it's very similar to the rates in Forerunner culture, not going to lie, but basically you want to move up in status, because the higher up in status you are, the better treated you are within the Covenant, the better resources you get, all of that stuff. So that's why it was such a big deal that grunts were allowed to become deacons, and Huragok were basically just protected species, all that. But then the brutes were a recent addition, and they were stupid. And
because they wanted that honor of, I mean, even going back to like the ending of Halo 2, it's just like Tartarus was even talking about like the brutes, not the elites, will be the prophet's escort into like the Holy Land or whatever. However he worded it, something along those lines. So it must have been like a higher religious honor for the brutes to be able to step in and be the safeguard, and, you know, regret getting killed by, you know, Chief was like the big kicker. It's just like, okay, the Sangheili obviously cannot promise our safety anymore. And the brutes, I mean, just looking, if you put an elite and a brute like side by side, I like the elites better, but like if you go on a one-on-one fist fight between an elite and a brute with no armor,
Brute wins. But that's
monkey's winning.
That's the thing is that
the monkey's winning.
I was gonna say, I feel like the brutes are just like, just give me a bigger hammer, shinier armor. I'll wipe everything out, even ourselves.
Well,
Let's do it.
they started taking the elite honor guards like armor, and it was funny because like the armor was made to fit the elite's face. And like the brutes would just went in, took all the armor off the honor guards, and like they had like the hinges on the side. I'm like, you don't need that.
Yeah, it was so strange. But that's the thing is that this is also explained a little bit further in things like Halo Wars 2. Basically, the brutes were just thrown at the front lines and expected to win. So
understandable.
But that's the thing is that they often would win, but they would die in result. Almost all of them. Remember Atriox's origin story. 40 at a time they went in, only one came back every time.
And it was him.
Yeah, he went back with a different pack every single time he was deployed.
And he got tired of it.
In that final battle where he finally turns on the Covenant and starts the Banish, that's actually from one of the Halo Legends. That is the prototype.
Oh, is it?
He was in that battle against that dude in the mech.
See,
Ghost. Yeah.
Oh, how many would that 40 take out?
Quite a few. They can break front lines and stuff, just none of them walked out alive.
Well, I'm trying to
Only
think.
one.
I'm trying to think too, like in the Halo Wars 2 like cutscenes, like you don't in most cases, like in Halo 2, in Halo Reach, the brutes didn't even start getting power armor until they became the primary line of defense in the main infantry for the Prophets. And like in Halo Wars 2, I think it broke that a little bit. I think like during flashbacks you could see brutes with armor on, but I don't think they did.
They had armor, they didn't have power armor.
Yeah, it wasn't like what the Sangheili had with like shields and everything.
Yeah, they just had armor.
They like in Halo Reach, like you shoot 2 bullets with a DMR could pretty much kill a brute. Halo 2, like they were difficult as hell to kill, but they didn't have armor or anything like that.
Yep.
They didn't start getting armor until like Halo 3, and it's like I feel like again that's kind of like a status thing, especially since like the Sangheili like finally woke up a little bit.
Yeah, they got more ornate armor in Halo 3 because they started actually protecting the Prophets.
Exactly.
So that's the thing is that they've been mistreated for so long, and they were so tired of this mistreatment that they ended up just outright being like, okay, cool, we're going to do our very best to take advantage of this. Because basically, imagine you and your pack brothers go in, and all of you die. You might be the only one that walks out. Let's say you're Atriox, and the elites get the credit for the victory.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. This is kind of turning into like a schism conversation, which I mean,
that's because it's part of the ARC conversation.
No, exactly. But I'm totally fine with it. But it's just like this is a genuine question for me as well. I still to this day don't understand it. Halo 2, like there was battle lines drawn.
Yep.
I don't exactly know how things went the way they did, where it's just like like the brutes and the jackals were like, were fighting against the elites, the grunts, and the hunters. I don't know if it was just like split and we only saw gameplay of like a certain faction that was kind of taking the side of the Sangheili rather than the brutes. I don't know why. I still don't know why, like in Halo 2, like, the hunters have come to our aid and there's even a few grunts and you're fighting brutes and jackals and drones. And then Halo 3, you're fighting everything other than elites.
Game restrictions. That's all that it is. Because
I'm sure like the canon reason is just like High Charity was split. Like there was like some hunters over here, some jackals and grunts.
Well, the canon reason is you just didn't run into the drones that are on your side. You didn't run into the jackals that are on your side. That's
kind of what I'm getting at. I just wanted to see if like there was a legitimate answer, but I'd imagine that's what the canon reason is.
The majority of the forces stayed with the Covenant. Only a small splinter actually went with the Sangheili. The Sangheili, of course, completely splintered though.
Right.
So that was all that happened there. But that takes us into the beginning of the Battle of the Ark after they go through the portal. When they go through the portal, it's a very quick trip, honestly. Slipspace is a very slow, faster than light travel. It can take like several months to go from one planet to another.
Slow and faster than light travel in the same sentence.
It's a very slow, faster than light travel. I think
impressive.
I don't think there's anything that's actually slower than Halo Slipspace, if I can think of that.
Oh, Star Wars has some pretty
still faster.
Oh yeah, like there's certain like I think of like the final season of Clone Wars where like Ahsoka and Rex are like going through hyperspace and it's just blue out the window and it's just like, shouldn't y'all be where you need to be by now or no?
No, it takes a good long while. It's a long trip. There's only a few that are like remarkably quick. So they go through slipspace, they arrive outside of the Milky Way galaxy. And when they arrive,
Hey, look up there. Is that?
I was going to get to him too. So, and when they get there, the Sangheili ships arrive and the Covenant ships are already there. Of course, we already know about the lines. Shipmaster, they outnumber us 2-1 or 3-1.
That it is even.
That it is an even fight.
All cruisers fire at will.
Burn their mongrel hides.
Hardest line in all of Halo.
Yeah, and that and honestly, the recap of what happened in space is not all that complicated because the Sangheili won that. They won the space battle, took out all of those ships. The way they did it, Connor, I hate to tell you this, the brutes are stupid.
Intelligence became a very, very big factor. That I do know. And the downfall of the Covenant, the brutes were just very, very, very ignorant. And
All the points are put in strength.
Yep. And that's what makes the Banished so scary, by the way, is because it's actually competent brutes.
The brutes are intelligent, especially like the Awakening the Nightmare DLC. I mean, don't get me wrong, like what they did was stupid, but the way they talk and communicate actually shows they have like, okay, you guys do have a brain in there, and it's maybe not walnut size. like the way they talk, the way they communicate.
Well, Voridus has probably got a walnut size.
Yeah, he was stupid. I remember. Yeah. Atriox, and I mean even Escharum in Halo Infinite. Like you could even tell like they didn't feel like your run of the mill brute because the way they talked and communicated were actually somewhat intelligent.
Yeah. But in this case, they were so dumb that the brutes caught each other's ships in the crossfire. The shipmaster Artas Vadam just flew his ships in between the brute ships and just let the brute ships miss his ships entirely and hit each other.
I did not know that. That's funny.
Yeah. So they just kind of did that, and that's how they took that fight. It was really easy. The UNSC forces along with them helped a lot because then they had access to the on-ground ships that were not on-ground, like onboard ships like Pelicans and Longswords and all that. And those ships, since it's already been a thing that they were experienced in taking on the Covenant, the Sangheili fighting alongside these pilots, it was an effective win for the humans in the Sangheili. Then we get to the ground combat. The Pelicans start landing. They have to get to the Ark's control because, of course, we have to stop the Prophet of Truth. So when we get to the Ark, we are first starting off with a nice ground assault with Chief, Arbiter, Inthosaroam, and Uz Taham leading the charge with all of the ODSTs and Marines.
So wait, are those the two elites?
Yeah, they're canonically there.
I forgot they're canonically there.
Yeah.
See, we just had a quiz show with them.
Yeah. You know the backstory behind those two elites, right?
No.
Okay, allow me. Okay, so Halo 3 has 4-player co-op. Mm-hmm. You have Chief and Arbiter. And if you have a player 3 and 4, there's a red and blue elite that are just at the time were like no named, but as time went on, they became canon, and they're present the entire time throughout the entire campaign now in canon, just to make up a canon reason for player 3 and player 4. That's who those elites are.
They have a book to themselves too, where they go back to the Ark.
It's just fun. It's just I, as a kid, like I just imagining myself playing Halo 3. And now I'm just like, oh, well, they were there the whole time. You just didn't see them. They were always there.
They were always behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are starting their forward assault. They have to clear out a couple camps. It's just basically the Covenant have tried to establish they're very quick with this stuff. They establish a ground side presence, setting up outposts and anti-air turrets and all this extra stuff, trying to prevent the humans from getting to the ground. Unfortunately, everyone is schmoving it, so everyone gets to the ground pretty darn quick. The humans have to fight their way alongside the Sangheili through the Covenant lines, make their way across the desert, and try to basically get to where the Prophet of Truth ended up, because thanks to his Forerunner Dreadnought, he can kind of just access whatever systems he wants. So, with the help of 343 Guilty Spark, who followed them to the Ark, they end up getting to a point where they're able to figure out where exactly on the Ark they have to go, because they just arrived. They landed there. The Covenant spread their forces across the Ark rather quickly, so they just got to a spot that Guilty Spark said would tell them where the Prophet of Truth ended up. Basically the control center, where they're going to fire the rings from. Because if you remember from Halo 2, the reason why we're here in the first place is because at the end of Halo 2, all of the rings have been put on remote standby. They were all ready to fire on demand, but only from the position of the Ark. If you were on the Ark, you could fire all of the rings simultaneously. So And now we're moving on to the mission, the Covenant, because now they have Sentinels that are
all time.
now the Sentinels are starting to move towards where the Prophet of Truth is posted up, and so the humans have to move with the Sangheili to assault the beaches and get to the Prophet. The Prophet, unfortunately, though, is hidden behind a bunch of towers, so they have to shut down these towers to get the shield down that is preventing them from getting in, and then go and stop Truth. This is the whole concept. So by this point, the Covenant have already learned that they're kind of just being led by a delusional maniac. Their strategy is quickly crumbling to the utter assault that the humans in Sangheili are going up and putting. The hard thing about it is that like they would have probably stood a better chance if the Sangheili just weren't there, but because the Sangheili were there and because they were able to assist the entire time, the Sangheili changed the game entirely.
Humanity would have lost.
Absolutely, they wouldn't have had a chance.
Humanity was on their. I mean, here's the thing: if like you take the Sangheili out of the equation completely, I still think humanity loses, but it's closer. But if the Sangheili didn't wake up and we're still fighting for the Covenant, they lose.
Yep.
If the Sangheili were still fighting with the brutes and all other parts of the Covenant, it's not going to be close. Earth would have fell very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And the Flood would have also taken control of Earth because they blast all of Africa.
Yep. And,
So
and that's
a lot of things where there's a big butterfly effect there.
That's the thing that's really putting a little bit of an extra edge on this is the Flood's presence at all, because they have to the humans have to play a priority game, because like Guilty Spark is saying they have to fire the ring, they have to stop the Flood. Miranda, though, even though she has a couple lines that are of course not very well thought out, she at least does have and someone actually gave me a defense recently about that. She's not actually the person that would know that information, and even if she was, she could just have a rally point called war.
I think that is just a bad excuse for bad writing.
It is, but
they definitely in 2007 they were definitely in the studio cooking that up and like, yeah, this shit'll go hard. No one's. They're sitting there. Oh yeah, write that down. Where should they go? To war. Oh my God, yes.
One thing I want to say is even if the Covenant win, doesn't everybody lose?
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's the thing is that's
Literally,
they
yes.
don't. The Covenant is utterly ignorant, but that's sort of the conversation we had before about the prophets and their true intentions. How much the Prophet of Truth actually knew, whether or not they knew that the Great Journey was a lie, whether or not they knew that the rings were just going to kill everybody.
Even when told, "Hey, this will wipe out all life,"
directly, like they were told multiple times. But I think I think in the last episode that we talked about the prophets, which was a while ago now, we had basically determined that the prophets in their it was likely that that Prophet of Regret and Mercy were both ignorant, and Prophet of Truth was simply power hungry and very much kind of losing his mind as well after the weight of the war, essentially. But all of the prophets are kind of crazy since they're, all inbred. So there's a little bit of extra layers to that. But either way, they are still religiously powered. They aren't just, nuts or manipulators. They aren't just trying to get everybody to kill themselves. They do, in fact, believe in this religion.
It is by definition, it is genuine ignorance. By definition, is lack of knowledge of what the rings will do.
So don't let that ruin your experience of the games. The prophets are still very much trying to actually fulfill this great journey. And there are still characters to this very day, up until now, the 2560s that we're in now, that still believe in the great journey. There's a whole faction about that. So
that's Storm Covenant, right?
Storm Covenant-ish, kind of. They were more about the Forerunners than the Great Journey. Sally Neon's Covenant was about the Great Journey, but Sally Neon... he's fine. Don't worry about it. So
is he actually fine?
No, no. He's his head's feeling a little light these days. But yeah, he's one example. There's a couple other factions like Keepers of the One Freedom that are a little bit more religiously based. But point being, the Covenant is trying their best to hold their line, but now they got the full attention of the humans in the Sangheili, because the Flood are kind of now a side thing, because we can't stop the Flood if the Covenant activate the ring. Is the concept that Miranda is following.
Lead us safely to our foe.
And Miranda, in her decision to be like, first we deal with Truth, then the Flood. It's like, great, that's a great battle strategy. Good call. So they make their way to Tower 1. Tower 1 gets taken out because Chief is awesome. Tower 2 gets taken out because the Arbiter is also awesome. There are, by the way, just so you know, the co-op characters are technically there, but they're actually not canonically there in every mission per se. It's up to interpretation, because there is more to say that Chief would be in one tower, Arbiter would be in another tower, and then Johnson in the third tower.
Gets captured again.
Don't worry about that.
Captured so many.
He gets captured like 2 or 3 times in this game.
Twice. Started the game and then there he gets captured.
So the Chief clears out Tower 1, Arbiter clears out Tower 2, and then Johnson goes to Tower 3, but he loses and he gets captured. So you get this wicked cool Hornet section where you fight all of the aircraft, and it's super dope, and I want the Hornet back, please. And they pass by Tower 2. You don't have to go to Tower 2. There's nothing there. And when you get down to Tower 3, you have to do this whole forward assault. Once the tower is clear, the Flood show up. So now this is starting to get a little bit concerning, because now the Flood, who have been off to the side up until this point, are now directly involved in this battle. So now it's a 3-way war between the Covenant, the humans, and the Flood. However, when Chief and Arbiter finally show up, they take out 2 scarabs that are in their way. A shout out to Cursed Halo 3 from Gashner for having one of the funniest things happen, where in Cursed Halo 3, the scarabs fall from the sky and they land and they stand up, but in Cursed Halo 3 they just fall and explode.
me and Austin pulled up on this part of the mission, and we're like, oh god, what's it gonna be? We get in the Hornets, we're flying, and we're like sitting there in the Hornets just hovering, like waiting. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, here they come. What are these scarabs going to be? And like, they don't get up. They just explode. And we're just like, okay.
And if you ask Gashner, he'll probably explain it as they came in too fast.
Yeah, they didn't hit the brakes. They didn't hit the brakes quick enough. They didn't slow down when they entered atmosphere.
So anyway, they take out the 2 scarabs and they make their way inside. The Prophet of Truth is giving his final speech. He's about to light the ring. Of course, he's got Johnson. So he's basically like, the reason why he has Johnson, the reason why he's captured isn't just because he's a main character. It's because they need a human to activate the ring. The Covenant historically can never activate anything Forerunner.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I know they needed him because the humanity that's the species that's supposed to be able to fire the ring, because they were supposed to have the mantle. So like when he pushes the button, like if Johnson were to push the button, obviously the rings would have been prepped to fire and fired when activated.
Yes.
But like, is it like a hand thing? Like if Truth tried to sit there and push the button, it would be like, oh, this is not a human. Get out of here.
Reclaimer.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been a reclaimer.
All of the Forerunner tech relies upon the reclaimers.
Okay, so like if Truth or anything else, obviously it wouldn't work.
Nothing
but it's
would
a matter
happened.
of just like if they push the button, just nothing
think of it like what happened in Halo Wars, in that one cutscene where Prophet of Regret is like, this thing will show us the way. He swipes his finger across this Forerunner console, and it has a bunch of icons that it swipes, but then they all flash red
because it won't work for him.
Exactly. But then he gets Anders, and the whole orb moves around so that she touches the right buttons.
Yep, she's a reclaimer.
Yeah, because of that. So that's
also,
the whole concept.
And also, now that I'm thinking about it, he put his hand behind Johnson's hand and pushed the button.
Forced him to push it.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yep. And earlier someone asked, scarabs can fly? No, they can't. They got deployed from orbit. So there were still a couple ships.
They fly now.
They fly now. But and now we're here in this final battle. Chief, Arbiter, Ooze, and Intho are about to make their final assault on the Prophet of Truth before they can before the Prophet can fire the rings. The process has already started. Johnson tried. He was very smart. He tried to get one of the Brute Chieftains to kill him by taunting him, but of course Prophet of Truth is smarter than that, and he's just like, stop. He wants you to kill him.
No, you left out the imbecile.
Imbecile.
The way he said imbecile, it always made me laugh when I was a child.
Yeah.
Stop, you imbecile.
So,
well, this is also a testament to Halo 3's poor writing. He's like the Brutes, obviously, like they listen to him and like he wants you to kill him. I prefer you did not. Isn't that a dead giveaway that he's blatantly lying to all of them? If the Great Journey is so like if humanity is contradicting the religion, and all the Brutes right there that are safeguarding Truth at that moment before Johnson is forced to fire the rings, and he's like, I'll admit I need your help, but that secret dies with the rest of them. If all the Brutes right there, if they had any form of common sense,
Well,
like, why do you need him?
It's supposed to be that he's whispering in Johnson's ear. It's just
there
not
is a
very clear.
glute right here.
He's stupid.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
But that's another thing is that this is not the first time that this has been questioned. The Sangheili across the Human Covenant War were really confused a lot, very frequently about, hey, every other time that we've like run into another alien race, we at least offered them a position in the Covenant. Before we started like actually being like
started blasting
before we started either blasting or enslaving. So like, what's up with this? We didn't even get to say hi to him for more than a couple seconds and we're already fighting them. Like
saying Healy had some type of critical thinking
even
skills.
the rest of the Covenant were like, hey, that first battle on that one planet, what was it? Freaking Harvest Moon, crop the planet.
What the hell was that all about?
That was a whole fluke. Like that wasn't actually supposed to be a thing. I mean, we lost one of our best chieftains to that thing. Are we sure about this? And the prophets are like, please continue.
Kid Yar went to the council chamber. He was like, hey, I saw Hergok throw an absolute piss missile of a rocket. throw a piss missile of a rock at a Marine for no reason.
It wasn't even. It was just a random like freight pilot.
just a human, just not even
not even a soldier. Although that is something, an extra little fact about the Arbiter. The Arbiter is responsible for billions of deaths.
We're talking about Thelvadam, right?
Yeah, billions of deaths.
Yeah, right.
Only about, I think it's between 20,000 and 40,000 were military casualties. So when Lord Hood is like, I can't forgive you.
When I was a kid, I'm like, oh, come on, he's awesome. But the older I got, I'm like, oh dear God, this guy did like actual World War II war crimes look like a godsend compared to what he himself didn't do it, but the fleet by his command.
Yep.
Were glassing. I mean, Reach.
And the Reach was one of them.
Reach
he participated in it.
Doing.
Yep. And so he glassed hundreds of human planets, but we come back to the scene here with Truth and all of them. Basically, it has been a confusion in the past about why the humans aren't really involved, and it's basically just the prophets know that the humans are actually the reclaimers. And so they're trying to bury that truth with the humans.
Right. And I get that. It's just that key moment where Truth is like openly admitting, like, I need your help. Like, if I'm the brutes and I'm just sitting there like being a monkey and just not paying attention and just zoning out, he's like, I need your help. And he's like, he is making him fire this ring. What the hell? Like, what if this is your religion and you're claiming like humanity is so bad, why do you need his help?
The thing is that a lot of the time the Covenant don't feel in position to question the prophets, even if they say or do things that they don't quite understand.
Immediately heresy.
Yeah, like there's political discussions that happen from time to time, but most of the time it's just basically a matter of status. Actually, like the whole thing, the craziest thing about this, Prophet of Regret's death was part of the reason why the schism started, because the Prophet of Regret was actually lobbying for Sangheili to maintain their status within the Covenant.
And also, it kind of proved the Truth and Mercy. Like, again, like he
proved.
Yeah.
Truth did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because Truth wanted the brutes to take over. That's why they butt heads. That was their dynamic, just to explain it.
No, 100%.
Regret loved the Sangheili. He believed them to be the most honorable species. Truth loved the brutes, thought them to be the most gullible. And then Mercy was the mediator between them in their arguments. So by getting rid of Regret, now Mercy has nothing to defend himself, and then Mercy can just get off.
And Chief, I mean, here's the thing: it doesn't matter who was protecting Regret at that very moment. Like, Chief would have still killed Regret. You could have put 1,000 brutes between him and Regret. The outcome
beat him to death. Like
the result would have been the same, but it's just the fact that like the Sangheili were, had the responsibility of safeguarding the Sunshine.
Now give us back our fancy hats.
And now it's just even, proving your point in Halo 3 before the Arbiter kills Truth, he's like, your species never believed the promise of the sacred ring. Like, they always questioned what the prophets were doing. And that kind of just backs up that entire thing, why Truth maybe wanted to funnel out the Sangheili and then bring in the brutes, because they could be more easily manipulated, because they lacked critical thinking. So it was just literally monkey see, monkey do. Like, hey, like, kill him. Like,
yeah, it's a matter of not wanting to question your leaders. It's a matter of not wanting to break the power. You're basically like, you're just kind of putting your faith that what they're doing is the right thing.
so where are the other Senshayum during this whole thing? In Halo 2 during the council, there's a bunch of Senshayum. Where the hell did the rest go?
Most of them were still on High Charity. A few of them managed to escape. There's one in particular to know about. It's this. What is his name? Oh no, he's an Empty Throne. Oh man, I can't believe I can't remember his name. I literally played him in the most recent Covenant Canon video about him. You're looking it up because that'd be really cool.
And
Empty Throne, like saying Sentium or whatever. Because I know it's not Casto. I keep on thinking Ord Casto, but that's Prophet of Truth.
Dovo Nesto?
Dovo Nesto. Thank you. That's him. Dovo Nesto. Dovo Nesto used to be in the Sentium prophet lineup, of course, as a minor prophet. But the thing is that he represents a larger order, and we'll talk about them in the future as well, because the faction that he represents is insane. So he's part of an organization called the Order of Restoration. The Order of Restoration is basically our ticket back to the Covenant. Because the Order of Restoration basically takes the original religious concepts of the Sentium back from their homeworld of Janjur-Kom and says, okay, the Covenant is going to do everything that we secretly believe in the entire time. And so everything that the Covenant was doing, everything that the prophets were doing, everything that the Sentium was doing, everything the leadership was doing was being subtly influenced by the Order of Restoration. It's basically like the Covenant's Oni.
Wasn't like the Sen Shayum wasn't like one of the most like beautiful species ever, and it was just years upon years of inbreeding.
Yeah,
that,
if you
butchered them.
If you can find the original Sentium on their homeworld that are still there to this day, and the Stoics, because we had the Stoics and the Reformists. The Reformists were like a couple thousand. The Stoics were the rest of the planet population. The Stoics still look beautiful. They still look lovely. Like, in terms of how their physicality is, their skin is super smooth. Their eyes are really
Dear
big.
God, they should be grabbing rebounds. The average height was 7'5".
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. They have
average weight was 179 to 213. They were lanky.
They have their own super soldiers called prelates. They're scary. They're really scary. They're from the Stoics. But
I zoned out, was reading shit. You talking about like the prophets race and what they have?
Yeah, Sentium.
Oh yeah. No, we some of the pictures and stuff I've seen, some of the videos I've watched about them, they would be pretty scary.
Oh yeah.
If we actually got the warriors.
They're warriors. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that in a Halo game at some point.
We might, because that's the thing. That's why I bring up the Order of Restoration. The Order of Restoration is one of the reasons why the Covenant is slowly coming back and why everything happened on the Ark. Because they wanted this to happen. They believed in the Great Journey. They believed in that ancient religion. And because they're still around, they're still pulling the strings in the background. Everything that happened with Sally Neon, Order of Restoration's fault. It wasn't just him. They empowered him.
Let's say, isn't the prophets that we have like half of the of that race that we've seen? And they're like,
No.
No. I'm not saying that 3 are half, but like they're part of the half that believed in that religion.
I just found out
the other class has the other half has the warriors and whatnot.
What?
No, it's okay. I was gonna let him finish. Are you good?
Because I know
I'll clarify afterwards. But yeah,
because I know their race was split in kind of a comedically funny way.
yes, I'll explain in a second.
Are you familiar with what Sen Shayum means in Latin?
I did not know it was Latin.
Do you want to know what it means in Latin?
Yeah, do it, please.
Go for it.
Worms of treachery.
That's awesome.
Great writing from
I
Bungie
did
there.
not know that was Latin this entire time. That's awesome.
Sen Shayum, meaning worms of treachery, in Latin perfidia vermis, also known as prophets by humanity, are a species who were the leadership caste within the Covenant and one of the most mysterious member races of the hierarchy.
So true. So
That's amazing.
To address this shift, the Stoics and the Reformists, those are the two factions that were on Janjur-Kom, their homeworld. The Reformists were like, hey, there's this Covenant, there's this Forerunner ship that's just in the earth, in our soil. We should be going in there
walls.
and using that technology. We should be using it to further our own goals.
We need the gears.
And the Stoics are like, dude, that is like attaching a rocket ship to a church. We're not doing that. We're going to just keep on doing our worshiping thing. We're just going to keep on learning from it. We're not going to try to launch it. We're not going to try to use the technology inside of it. We're just going to worship it. And the Reformists like, And then they sprint inside and close the door. and then they use that ship. A massive war breaks out. Only a few thousand of the reformists are there. And that's like few thousand versus hundreds of thousands of other Scientium. But this dreadnought ship is basically invulnerable. It's really difficult to destroy. So the dreadnought ship launches. It takes off. And it takes a chunk of the planet with it. The chunk of the planet is stuck to the ship. High Charity is made out of it.
Oh, okay.
That's why it looks so weird and like that. So basically everything about the Covenant is based upon a massive division. And then there's a massive division that happens later before we see everything happen with the Ark. So Chief and Arbiter, they arrive and they're about to make this final push on Truth when the Flood show up. And the Flood, for some reason, are friendly, and that's when you should really be concerned. But, you don't really have a lot of room to do that when everyone's about to die. So basically, this is just for a moment, you are friends with a godlike hive mind creature just because he doesn't want to die either.
And this is probably like the best writing in Halo 3.
Don't shoot, but listen.
I as a kid, my young feeble mind was too ignorant to understand why they weren't killing us. It was more or less... it didn't hit me until later that oh my god, they're and this is horrifying for a space parasite to have the intelligence the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal. And it was intelligent enough to know hey, if he fires that, we all die. So let's work together, and then I'm gonna go back to literally eating everybody.
One of my favorite scenes and just levels in all of Halo is running with the Flood to take out the Prophet. That lives in my head. It's one of my favorite scenes and just favorite levels in Halo of all time.
Every kid probably made the same mistake, where you kill all the enemies so then the Flood can infect them, and then your army grows. But then you have to fight them at that.
I always
all right, the objective completed.
Before the before the cutscene starts and before you cross the bridge, I start killing everything. I kill everything. I kill the tank forms. I kill all the infection forms. I kill as many combat forms as I can. So when I'm running back, it's not an absolute show. What time.
They finally accomplish their goal, though. They get to Truth. Truth is already being infected by the Flood, so it's kind of up in the air. It's argued whether or not Truth is already dead, or if he's just being puppeted by the Gravemind. But he's at least conscious enough to be able to say things and watch as Chief stops the rings from firing. It also should be noted, before they got there, Miranda tried to make some sort of heroic rescue, but she didn't show up with any backup. She just showed up in an empty Pelican and a shotgun and a Magnum, and decided that she could probably save Johnson from unidentified amounts of enemies. But luckily for her, there was only two chieftains.
Only two chieftains.
And
only two chieftains when you're just you're arguably a 5'2", maybe 160, 150 pound woman.
It's fine. So Johnson makes the right play. He's like, all right, you shoot me, you shoot yourself.
And I don't do anything.
And Miranda hesitates, which results in her getting killed by the Prophet of Truth.
Here's the thing. He also announced the plan I understand, but she points her gun at Johnson and she hesitates, and then he's there's a 30-second buffer. He's yes, you, me, then you, now. She's they might not have known what was happening if you just didn't announce it.
They definitely would have known. The thing is, they had time just because of the fact that the Pelican stunned everybody, because it did make a massive shatter. Prophet of Truth did fall to the ground. They were all out of commission for a second there.
Why did she I don't get why she didn't just push through the window and just start shooting things. I know Johnson was right there, but it's just you can make something work. And why didn't you grab at least a squad?
Halo 3 was rushed.
Yeah.
Halo 1, 2, 3 were all rushed. Halo Reach was rushed. Halo 3 ODST, oddly enough, bless you, had the most time given to it. So that's kind of cool.
They were done in advance.
But bless you. But
golly.
So when Chief and Arbiter finally arrive, Arbiter finally gets his opportunity and he kills the Prophet of Truth while Chief deactivates the ring. So you would think this probably is the end of the Battle of the Ark, but not quite yet, because we still have more of the battle to get through. So once they deactivate the ring, now they just have to get off the Ark and find a way to stop the flood. So Chief knows that what they need to do first is find Cortana. So they actively see that the Ark is rebuilding a ring. It's starting to pull it out of its foundry, and it's starting to really put in the effort to finally construct it. So just to sort of clarify that, by the way, we had a conversation before where I was thinking that I found one of the biggest plot holes ever by seeing that Halo 3's ring was incomplete, and then there was another ring in Halo Wars 2 that was fully completed and ready to launch. I sort of just landed on that. The reality of it is that whenever a ring gets destroyed, another one begins construction, a replacement process. And when it was being replaced, the foundry was damaged, but there's another ring in there that's just ready to go as a backup, basically, because the way that Anders puts it is there is a ring in reserve at all times. Don't think that's supposed to be installation 04. I think that's just supposed to be another installation.
Replacement.
So
you destroyed.
So more than likely, given that Arbiter says the replacement for the one that you destroyed, exactly, and that's probably just installation 04, otherwise known as installation 08, that would mean that installation 09 is not a replacement for 04. It's just another ring waiting in there. That's my thinking. So anyway, a new ring is revealed to be in construction. 343 Guilty Spark is so excited, and he flies away, getting things all prepped and ready to go.
I can't. Cursed Halo 3 is just it's just a giant bottle of, what was it?
It was Jack Daniels, or
no, it wasn't Jack.
It was I thought it was Jack.
No, I thought it was, but it wasn't Jack. Hold on, this is gonna. It wasn't Jack. I'm telling you, it wasn't. It's got another label on it that's a Halo reference, so it's a joke. But I'm pretty sure it's modeled off of a bottle of Jack Daniels. But anyway, while he's looking that up, we end up now in the final bits where Arbiter asks Chief, how are you going to light it? Of course, Chief knows exactly what he has to do. High Charity has crashed on the Ark, which means that Cortana is likely in range. So he goes and invades High Charity. What's left of it? High Charity by this point is a biomass hive mind. It is disgusting. It's been destroyed. It is horribly torn down. Chief fights his way through the whole thing. There's a conversation that goes back and forth between the Gravemind. Honestly, it's not really important to the battle, so we're just going to skip over all of that conversation. But Chief finally finds Cortana. He recovers her. Now that he's got her, she still has the activation index from 04, which means she has the activation index for this ring, because it's the same ring. So he ends up taking her. That's the entirety of Cortana, by the way. That's kind of how it starts and ends. He goes in there, he finds her, he goes out. Now we're on the final mission of Halo 3, Halo. We go and we crash this Pelican because they got out via Pelican, but they crashed this Pelican, and Arbiter, Chief, Johnson, they're all there. They're ready to get this thing started. They fight their way through a place that's very similar to the Assault of the Control Room and 2 Betrayals missions in Combat Evolved. They get to the control room of the Ark, or not the Ark, the Installation 04, 08 in this case, and Chief is about to light it when, of course, because of the fact that lighting the ring early would cause the ring to be destroyed, Guilty Spark crashes out. He shoots the first thing he sees. That's, of course, Johnson with his face laser, which he's had this entire time. He doesn't use it all that often. It's just sort of a thing that's like, why didn't he use it to kill Chief? It's like, well, he just wasn't that crazy yet. You know what I'm saying? He likes his lackeys doing the dirty work. So he starts going nuts. Chief destroys 343 Guilty Spark. And then Chief fires the ring. When the ring is fired, it starts destroying itself. It's going to destroy itself. It's going to destroy the Ark. It's going to do a lot of damage. So Chief gets on his Warthog with Arbiter. They drive their way across this destroying ring. The floor is falling out underneath them. Fire and explosions all over the place. The thing is going nuclear. Reactors are going off all over the place. It can't keep all of that energy all pent up because it needs to be fully set in for the energy to be able to actually be fired safely. So once it finally starts going up, they take their Warthog, ramp it into the Forward Unto Dawn, a UNSC frigate, and they fly it out into orbit. They're trying to make it back to the slipspace portal to Earth. And unfortunately, when they get there, the portal starts collapsing because the Ark, of course, is getting destroyed. So only half of the Forward Unto Dawn makes it through. One half being the half that the Arbiter was on, one half being the one that the Chief was on. So we're going to leave that part there because now we have to go back to the Ark. The battle's not completely over yet. Because yes, the Halo ring gets destroyed. The ring does blow up.
but the Ark only gets damaged. The Foundry gets severely damaged, and it's likely not going to be able to work very well ever again. That's why that extra ring in there that's in Halo Wars 2 is so important, because it can't make a new one, more than likely. So just having an extra one in there makes a lot of sense. So the ring is damaged. And what's going to happen next here is just sort of building up into the second and third battles of Installation 00, which we'll also cover hopefully in this season. In this, what happens is 000 Tragic Solitude, the monitor of Installation 00, realizes what's going on because he notices that the Flood are still on the Ark. There's not a whole lot of them, but they're around. So the Ark starts modifying its own flora and fauna to be hostile to sentient life so that it kills anything that the Flood can infect. So mostly just the flora. And then the Sentinels are targeting sentient creatures, not the Flood, just sentient creatures, just killing everything that's on the Ark.
Starving it.
And so then what they do, Tragic Solitude orders that the Sentinels build a high density light, like hard light shield around High Charity. And that shield remained there for a good long while, kept the Flood in there. They didn't leave High Charity until a couple stupid brutes show up. And we'll leave that there for now, because of course it's always the brute's fault.
Nuh-uh. They just want a bigger hammer.
But that's essentially the Battle of Installation 00, otherwise known as the Battle of the Ark. Starts on Earth, goes through the portal all the way to the Ark, and then basically the entirety of the second half of Halo 3 takes place in this battle. We see a whole lot of major things come to a head in this part of the Human Covenant War at the very end of it all. The Prophet of Truth gets taken out. Chief and Arbiter fire this ring. The Ark is almost completely destroyed. Cortana and Chief get lost in space. Arbiter and Lord Hood make amends to start a conversation about how we can start to see Sangheili and humans working together, eventually starting the Anvil Accord. A lot of stuff starts kicking off from there. So this set of missions is one of the most important in the entirety of Halo canon. That's why we're kicking it off with this one. If you have any particular suggestions or recommendations on battles that we should cover this season, we have a nice little pre-planned out list that we're going to be going through. But if you have any particular requests, we can try to move things around or slide things into the list depending on what your suggestions are. And otherwise, any questions at all, you feel free to just hop into our Discord, say hello, and just toss them over to us, general chat, or Let's Talk Halo, or you can drop them here in the comments on Spotify. Otherwise, gentlemen, final thoughts on the Battle of the Ark, particularly in how Halo 3 portrayed it.
I thought it was pretty good.
That's it?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's a good point. Okay, so how about you?
The Covenant best mission in Halo. Change my mind or don't, because it won't happen.
I mean, it does have pretty much everything you could want.
My 1 and 2 is literally the Covenant and the Ark. So, I mean,
back to back, just the Ark, the Covenant.
Yeah, both of those two missions are just like S tier.
They're really good. Halo 3, for what you can say about its writing, it is an excellent ending to a trilogy just because of it knew to focus on the massive climax to the final battle of the Human Covenant War. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The fact that Halo 3 is basically like Halo 2 Part 2 it's just really entertaining.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Halo 2, Halo 3.
That's what I will. Thank you, Connor. That's what I will always say is just Halo 2 had a better story. Halo 3 has a better campaign. Halo 3 is exponentially more fun in terms of multiplayer aside. It's not even close for one.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just Master Beef in here to say game night with the boys on those two missions goes hard with a pile of pizza bites and a case of Mountain Dew.
He's absolutely correct. Halo 2's story is better. Halo 3 just plays better. Gameplay's better. Level design is better. And it's just more. There's more. The missions are more fun instead of focus on being blatantly bullshit and unfair. That's my final take on it.
That's a good way to put it. Also, Buha, yes, he has played both of the Wars games.
Sure have.
Yep, we love those games.
A few times over.
Me and Shane played them co-op like 3 or 4 times as we were growing up.
Yes, and then it's a tradition at the end of the campaign. We always go get our ass kicked on multiplayer
every single time.
Yes,
we should do that again.
What, get our ass kicked on the multiplayer?
Play the campaign, but yeah, that too.
Okay. We could do a Halo Wars game night.
I think that would be a really good time.
Just play each other.
But Dataroth, yes, they do need to. If they do a Halo 3 remaster, they absolutely need to make the Ark look bigger because the Ark is not actually accurate size at all. It's much smaller in Halo 3. It's massive. What I would want it to look like visually is very similar to how, I don't know if you guys saw it. They released art of what the Greater Arc actually looks like. And the Greater Arc just looks like one of the most amazing sci-fi renditions of anything ever. And I need the great, like the minor arc, the smaller arc, the arc we know and we actually got to fight on. I needed to get a visual overhaul like that because it was beautiful. But what? Yep, that thing. Isn't that pretty though? Like, there's close-ups you can find of that too. It's in the same little collection of art.
What's he looking at?
The Greater Arc. That's the larger arc. That's the arc that made the arc.
Oh, okay.
Ish, kind of. It was the Greater Arc. The Greater Arc made the 30,000 kilometer rings, and then the smaller arcs in the 10,000.
It doesn't. You get a good view of it in Halo Wars, don't you? Or is that just the arc?
That's just the arc.
Okay,
not the Greater Arc.
I mean, the arc in Halo Wars looks massive itself.
Yeah, that's the Greater Arc. That greater. The problem about the Greater Arc is that we're probably never going to see it because it kind of.
Well said.
Thank you.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
So, anyway, we're about to head off into our Patreon segment. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please go to JumperScape.com if you want to find ways to support us or get connected to us. We would love to have a conversation about today's show, so please leave your comments down below. And if you haven't yet, please give our show a rating on whatever platform you're currently watching. And thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you next week with whatever battle we got next. We still have to establish our full plan, but we will have it established soon, and then we'll be able to tease every single week, although I am leaning towards Operation Torpedo. So be excited for that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in a little bit on the Patreon segment, but if we don't, then we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Here's another fun factoid. So poodles were originally supposed to be a hunting dog, like that's what they were bred for. They were thinking something along the lines of like a lab who's like really a water loving breed, and basically we're like pool floaties but hair. And then they sort of ended up making the opposite because the hair just absorbs the water, and so poodles are not the aquatic hunting dog they were meant to be.
Patreon.
Patrick.
No. Anyway,
You live under a rock? Yes.
So we're off with our Patreon segment, which means we're reading off our names. Thank you again to all of you who have supported us over the last couple of years. We very much appreciate it. You've made a lot of things possible, and I could not be more thankful in any term at all. It has been a wonderful time, and we got to give you guys some love. So starting off with It's C4456, Jacob Adlam, Scion Esports. Anyone have any ibuprofen? I got a headache. Dick Hammers Brews.
That's the right guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his own brand of brew, I guess.
He's got his own brand of brew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clink.
I'm so confused.
Hounds of Meath is still dead. Oh, geez, oh, Frico, no. Noah will let the library. But I can't think of a theme song worthy of you, Austin. Oh, cool. I guess I want like a song. The sad soldier should shoot soon. Can't use real username because
Can we go back to that last one? Whoa.
I think they're trying to do tongue twisters, but that one's just sad.
That one is wow.
Can't use real username because I subbed to Smut. Cool Blaze, H Goes, Jerome with the Chair, Spark, Buko G156, Connor Clark, Dylan, James is proud, Healy father-in-law, Jess, John Zalsit, Lactating Gator, Lactating Milk MT, Macabre Cobwebs. Support the calendar. 342 Guilty Spark will get you. Calendar is over, buddy. You can change that name now. Lactation of Mercy, Thomas Lane, Sky Cairo, Durandal. Hey, look over there. Hey, look over there. Hey, look over there. Look over there. It's such a freaking good inside joke. Jake's Mally Lone Blaziken. My name is Austin. No funny name this week. Dude.
Why not?
Why? Oopsie Daisy 023 Patreon, but you sing it like the Pokemon rap. Random Svi, Check Communication, Slap Nuts, Tails Williams, the strong silent type. The Big Moose, Unknown Hero, Zeta Lactation, Tigvadamaya, and you, Shipmaster, just lactated half a continent. Maybe the milk isn't all I should be worried about.
That's horrible.
Aussie ODST, Brainrod, Chaplain Strife, Connor, how's the sticker treating you?
It's doing great. It's doing great. I forgot to raise it this time around. Well, I was confused this time around.
We could roll it back if you need.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. I'm going to just have it be said that if he changes it from whatever it is, I'm going to be confused and then have you confirm it and then give a half-assed. Yeah.
Damien Groth, Drunk Chivalry, Endurance of the Stoic. And then it goes to Ethan, Ginger Boy, Head Ass, Girl Dad Sam, Hammy Bush, Always Chooses C, Huragog Rossum, I'm Huffing the Ungoy Methane Tanks, Marry Me Naomi 010, Master Chief is just 3 raccoons and Mjolnir Armor, Pity 104, The Greater Arc telling Shane, be not afraid. You changed that so fast.
That was crazy.
That was impressive,
that was
actually.
very impressive. See, I made that joke like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Boo womp me harder, daddy.
Don't do it.
He needs to change his name to Shane Button.
Shane Button, yes. That then we'll hit the button a whole lot. Vermin, Apple on a lot for Christmas, Apple Juice 01, Boomerang, Clodspark 5970, Connor Martins, Connor the Bugle Master likes to make them thick. Dangle Muskrat gives thanks to all who made the dang old JumperScape calendar a reality. Much dang old respect. Dragon Fire Fish Dough. I kissed a kid yarn. I like it. I'm the man. I am the man. Infinity Class Milk Carrier Lactational Sensation Iskari Kiri Mad Jeremy Narrow Nomad Pastoronic Mechanic PFC Dustin Echoes Potassium Sword Prophet of Truth's Discounted Acupuncture Ryan Hansen Shane and Connor's Wet Dream on August 26, 2025 4 a.m. EST.
Well, that already happened.
Yeah.
So that happened.
It was Helldivers release.
Spartan Alex 30, T-Pass Party 79, Wilma, Would You Like Yodeling Pickles, and last but never least, Warm Apple Smile. He has like 20 A's in his name right now. So
I wonder if he's been adding like one every
time.
That'd be really funny.
I feel like we would have noticed like 15 A's ago.
You'd like to think, but anyway. You know what time it is. It's quiz time. 2,000 Halo Infinite credits are on the line. That was so freaking fast. Holy crap. 2,000 Halo Infinite credits are on the line. If you get 10 questions correct here, then you will get 2,000 credits sent to your inbox tonight. And if you don't, then you don't. So Connor, please make the decision. Or make the decision that lets me make the decision. There's a lot of folks that want it.
There's so many people.
Just so you know, if you already won, you're not eligible. Just to make that clear in case there's any of you doing that.
You're not allowed.
There's new names. We've had previous people that have played.
Well, how are we doing this, Connor? You're making the call here.
This is such a hard choice.
Are you making a choice or are you doing it at random like last time and the time before that? Because at one point you made me choose a finger.
I know. Let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3.
Remember, keep your hands up just in case. Don't wave them. Just keep them up because we need to know who's doing it. Currently here is currently screaming at you for you to do it.
I see that. Pick a number. I feel like I picked someone last week, didn't I?
No, you had Shane pick a number.
Oh yeah. Let's see. There was someone that came really close to having it one time. Let's see if his hands up.
Fat Batman with 1A, 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 1A.
You know what?
What a good movie.
Let's get Mr. Boo-Ha up here.
Mr. Boo-Ha. Get him up on the stage. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to have to mute him.
Yes, mute him real quick just so that you don't have a double up audio problem.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Boo-Ha, are you here?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yep, we can't hear you.
All right.
Okay, so just to go over the rules real quick. You got 10 questions. You can get 2 of them wrong. You get a third one wrong, you're out of here. You can stick around and finish the quiz if you want to, but you're not getting any of the credits anyway. You have 1 trademark Connor lifeline that if you just really don't know what the answer is, you could rely upon him to potentially get it right.
I might have your back.
And with that being said, that's kind of it. These questions today are all based off of Halo 3, so are you feeling prepared?
I think so. I know that game pretty well.
Okay. All right. Let's do this then. We start off, by the way, just to remind, if you get it right. Indeed. And if you get it wrong.
Social credit deducted.
So, yeah, don't get Jeff Steitzer upset with you. Here we go. Question 1. The Battle of the Ark takes place across 4 missions. The Ark, the Covenant, Halo, and Sierra 117, Cortana, Savo Highway, or the Storm.
Cortana.
Cortana! We're off to a good start.
A great start.
Okay, here we go. The fourth co-op character in Halo 3. So there are 2 co-op characters that have unique names. The fourth one in particular was named Arbiter, a fourth Master Chief, Uz Taham, or Nthos Saroam.
That last one, I think.
I actually don't remember myself. So it's probably Uz Taham, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Let's say I know from those options given, it was one of the bottom 2 options.
Because I'm pretty sure the red one is Uz Taham. I'm pretty sure it's Uz Taham, and Nthos Saroam is the blue one, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway. Question 3. Truth stands up out of his chair for the first time ever to activate Halo, to kill Johnson, to kill Miranda, or to sit right back down.
Let me just.
Yeah. Okay, stretch good.
I think it's to kill Miranda.
I really love how I'm not quite remembering the cutscenes in their order. I'm pretty sure he's way out of his seat when he's trying to get Johnson to activate Halo before she comes bashing through. So I'm sorry, but are you sure? Are you sure it's Miranda? You're saying you remember. I know that he got up to shoot her, but he wasn't floating around in his chair when Johnson was about to activate the ring. He was standing right behind him.
Yeah, it's either that or when to activate the ring.
Find out.
Yes, I know he shot her in the back with a spiker, but he was already on his feet, out of his chair is what I'm saying. Dataroth, I'm waiting for Dataroth and what he's about to say, because I have a feeling he can either confirm or deny it right here.
I literally have the cutscene up right now.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure he's out of his chair to help activate the ring. Yes,
Yeah, I think he got up before that.
And then, let's see. Oh, no, he is still in his chair. Yep. It was for the Miranda. So, there you go. You got it.
All right.
All right, question 4. This game contains one of the most iconic Easter eggs in the franchise, that being the Scarab Gun, the Jerk Store Grunt, the Food Nipple Grunt, or the English-speaking Grunt.
What were the answers again?
Scarab Gun, Jerk Store Grunt, Food Nipple Grunt, or English-speaking Grunt.
The Scarab Gun.
Social credit deducted.
I'm sorry, that would be Halo 2. Halo 3, it was Jerk Store Grunt.
I knew it.
Hey, Demon, the Jerk Store called. They're all out of you.
Got him.
Wasn't he on the last mission?
The last mission.
I knew it.
You probably remember him very well because we always stop to say hi to him every time.
Yes, because I know. I did do. I know that confirms I have done a playthrough with you guys at some point.
At some point, you've played through the missions. I don't know if you played through it from start to finish. I think it's the only thing.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, question 5. You still got one more question you can get wrong, and then we're on shaky ground here. So, question 5. The Halo 3 Forge menu screen contained Chief and Arbiter standing back to back, 343 Guilty Spark, and a Warthog, empty shot of the portal to the Ark, or just a blank screen.
I think it's just a blank screen, wasn't it?
Social credit deducted.
I'm sorry. It was 343 Guilty Spark and a Warthog. Because it's a Forge monitor moving a Warthog around is what it's supposed to be.
I was wrong.
It's the good thing you weren't called upon to serve. All right, so we have 5 more questions to go, but you can still recover. If you, especially on these next ones, these ones could be the thing that saves you. So the hidden skull in the mission Sierra 117 is with the hidden monkeys, in the water next to where Pelicans crashed, on a rock overhang near the beginning of the mission, or next to Johnson in his cell.
What were the answers again?
They were with the hidden monkeys, in the water next to where the Pelicans crashed, on a rock overhang near the beginning of the mission, or next to Johnson in his cell.
Can you just repeat the whole question?
You got it. The hidden skull in the mission Sierra 117 is with the hidden monkeys in the water next to where the Pelicans crashed, on a rock overhang near the beginning of the mission, or next to Johnson in his cell.
He goes next to Johnson in his cell.
Social credit deducted.
The correct answer is on a rock overhang near the beginning of the mission.
I thought it was the water.
There is a skull in that area that you're thinking of potentially, but it's not next to Johnson in his cell.
So I definitely knew it wasn't with the monkeys.
No,
that's like the one Halo. That's like one of the few Halo memories that I have ingrained in my head.
Yep, Sierra 117 has 2 skulls. One of them is on a rock overhang. The other one is in a tucked away corner in the final area, way away from the cell. But with that being said, technically, that means that would be a loss. Would you like to finish up the quiz regardless, just to get to the end?
I guess so.
Okay, sounds good. Question 7. The hidden skull on the Covenant. There was only 2 hidden skull questions, I promise. On the Covenant is in the final tower, in the first tower, in the second tower that the elites already cleared, or in one of the scarabs at the end of the mission.
It was in one of the scarabs.
Social credit deducted.
It was not. It was in the second tower. You fly over there. The Arbiter or Master will be like, there's no point in going over there. We've already cleared it. Don't worry about it. You land. Boom. Thunderstorm. Yeah, the freaking mod manager. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm is there waiting for you to pick up.
Thunderstorm.
Question 8. The elite fleet were outnumbered against the Covenant by a factor of 2-1, 3-1, or evenly matched.
It was 3-1.
3-1. And it is an even fight. Question 9. Halo 3 launched this popular mode post-launch. Forge, theater, armor customization, or just none of that?
None of that.
None of that, because that's when we cared about the franchise. I'm kidding.
Finished.
I'm kidding.
I didn't know if that was a trick
Question or not?
It was.
I was thinking like maybe theater, but I'm like, I think theater was there at launch.
Last question. Cortana's final words to Chief before he went into cryo were, "Wake me when you need me. I'll miss you. It's finished." Hey, yo, you good?
Hey, yo, you
It was wake me when you need me.
Social credit deducted.
That was Chief's final words to Cortana. Her final words to Chief were, "I'll miss you." And then he says, "Wake me when you need me." So that would be the unfortunate loss for today. I still appreciate you coming out here and giving it a try. You are still welcome to try again for your luck on the next one. But there are still now 2,000 Halo Infinite credits still up in the air waiting for someone to acquire them next week. Is there anything that you would like to say to the people while you're here with us, man?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
Before just let me know before he's out so I can unmute him.
Okay, sure. So thank you so much for joining us though today, Buha. I hope to see you back here again soon to try again with the quiz. Very much appreciate your time today, man.
Take care.
All right, you as well. You can unmute him.
All right.
All right. Now, let's do this. The Q and A. Q&A. Connor, give me a number.
Should I go higher or lower than what I did last time?
I don't even remember what your number was last time.
I remember. 8. That's lower. We're going lower today. We're going 8 questions. Last time it was 9.
8 questions. You got it. All right. Still saving that one question from when James comes back. Spinosauridia kicks us off, asking,
hey,
just listened to the part of episode 118 of the library where they were talking about drunk driving a Halo ring. POV, Austin drunk drives a Halo ring. Gurgles, wait, what's this button do? It's not really a question, but nice.
Nice. I vibe with that statement.
Okay, John JumperScape asks, Halo Jeopardy show when? That could be the final showcase with the winners of the quiz show. Because last time it was Kahoot, but I could make a Jeopardy show based off of the bones of what Willie Oz has been doing, honestly. Next question comes from Rogue asking, bet you didn't know this, Austin. Did you? With a TikTok link. I guess I'll just play the TikTok. Let's see.
Half of these haven't been questions.
We haven't had a good question yet.
Did you know that the Halo franchise turned an unknown rock band into millionaires?
Yes. Breaking Benjamin. They were given a chance. They were friends of freaking... what was the band? It's not Trocadero. That's Red versus Blue. The other band that made the movements of the Odyssey for Halo 2. Dadaroth knows it. That's why he's writing it, because he knows the name of the band. I'm guaranteeing it. I don't remember the name of the band. I actually don't. But basically, another band was already on the docket for Halo 2. So they were like, well, why don't we just get another one? And so Breaking Benjamin was like in the loop, basically. Marty O'Donnell was a fan of them. So, boom, their careers kickstarted with Halo 2. Because at the time, mixing in games with like a new metal beat, still good to this day, honestly. So, pretty fire. But yes, did know about that. Thank you. We're not going to count any of the questions we've gotten thus far.
I was about to say, these have all been straight buns.
Okay, this is another one of those, like, which character is the coolest thing from the Monday Melee. Incubus, thank you, Dadaroth. So there's 20 possible answers, so I'm going to go 5 at a time just to make it so that we can choose that way. Okay, so dude from Peaky Blinders, dude from 300, Leonidas, I guess, Walter White, some dude with a mask, I don't know what he's from, Heath Ledger's Joker, cooler out of those 5.
Wait, who's the coolest out of all those guys?
All those 5, yeah.
You're looking at a picture?
I just named you like 5 people's names.
I know. So the guy from Peaky Blinders,
yes.
Walter White,
Leonidas, some dude with a puppet mask. He's probably not the coolest. And then Heath Ledger's Joker.
The mask guy.
What's this mask guy?
I don't know who this is. Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
I've got no idea who that is.
No.
Either way, my answer is Leonidas. Or honorable mention, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Leonidas, you can't beat the Spartan.
Okay, so Leonidas, we're all Halo fans. The next row is do you know who that is? I don't know. Okay, number 6, don't know who that is either.
There's more pictures?
Yeah, I'm going 5 at a time. There's 20 possible options. What do you want me to do? Like read through all of them?
I mean, I want to see the picture at some point.
Here you go. Anyway.
Oh, those are all the options.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, Christian Bale's Batman, Deadpool, Maximus from Gladiator 1, or I don't know which character that is that he's playing in that. I don't know which one that one is. I don't know who that is. I know the actor. I just don't know what that character is. So anyway, those 3. Christian Bale's Batman, Deadpool, or Maximus from Gladiator.
I'm going to go Christian Bale.
I like Deadpool.
Maximus. Easy. Watch the movie. Freaking Killmonger, Will Smith's character from Men in Black, Thor, Neo, or Iron Man.
Which version of Thor?
Looks like the original.
Iron Man.
I'm gonna go Will Smith from Men in Black.
Y'all are crazy. Neo obviously takes it. He
was my next one.
Established a generation of action films.
I need to watch the Matrix series.
Then we have another character I don't know. The dude that was in the guy's head in Fight Club. Him. Then we got Black Panther. Another character I don't know, and then another character I don't know. So there you go. Black Panther, the dude from Fight Club.
I'm going Black Panther.
Black Panther. Okay, cool. This question sucked.
Can I see the character? Oh my God,
here you go.
Connor.
Look, who is that? That guy from Fight Club. Black Panther. Who is that? And who is that? Excited?
The first guy, that's Lee Harvey. I want to say his name is Lee Harvey, but he's it's from the Netflix lawyer show.
It was like, that dude's awesome. That's Lee Harvey Oswald.
No,
like, oh,
no, I think his name is Harvey. I'm the mentor from that one lawyer show on Netflix. Someone in chat.
Someone said Tyler Durden, Harvey Specter.
Harvey Specter. Okay, I was half right.
Cool. It's still Black Panther.
Suits. It's from Suits.
Anyway.
That guy's a G.
Oh, Suits. Psych is better. Anyway. ODST Fox asks the first real question, asking something that has always confused me was the gen or mark of Mjolnir. Why is it that a mark of Mjolnir is different than a gen? Also, the armor that has multiple gens, are they the same form from one gen to the next?
That's an Austin question.
The mark thing is just kind of there. Generation is what you should really be going off of, because mark is kind of more just like the iteration in which the armor is created. So Gen 1 would be Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 6, Mark 7, kind of. Gen 2, Gen 3, it kind of depends on what the armor, like when the armor was made, what the armor was made for, what the technology is within the armor. That's why you can have like Mark 6 iteration of a Gen 3 platform. So you kind of just got to go off of the gens. The gen is how you will determine what era the armor is from. Gen 2 is like all the Halo 4, Halo 5 stuff. Gen 3 is what we're in right now. And everything is Gen 3. So like that's why we have SPI as a Mjolnir armor, because SPI was technically not even Mjolnir armor, but it was remade for the Gen 3 platform. So there you go. Spinosauria answered the question for me, so I'm going to skip that. Skip over that. Okay. The Orbiter Zebulon Waffle asks, since he recently passed, what's y'all's favorite Ozzy Black Sabbath song? It'll be a few weeks or a month before this is probably answered. Let me real quick just look at their discography to remind myself, because I did listen to all of their stuff.
No More Tears or I Don't Want to Stop. Honorable mention is War Pigs or Paranoid. I hate that you have to actually look this up.
Is this?
I don't listen to these guys very often.
Is he asking just from a specific album or just any song in general?
Just any.
Plus, that's the thing is that I like War Pigs, but if you actually like listen to stuff like Born Again, the whole album, it's got some really interesting stuff in there.
The one song I had on repeat through a pretty long portion of my life was Crazy Train.
I really
Crazy Train was on my 360
I really don't like Crazy
Train
Train all that much.
Crazy. That's how I roll.
If I remember correctly, I was a big fan of
Millions of people.
of like Glory Ride. I think I was a big fan of Glory Ride, if I remember correctly. Anyway, that or the Gates of Hell. But anyway, there you go. Next question. From Jay asking, let me scroll back up because it just decided to slam me down the list for some reason because I switched to a different app.
Man.
Jeez. Next question comes from Jay asking, hi, I just started listening to the Halo podcast and I'm a little surprised that Warframe was mentioned. You're welcome. After listening to the episode about the different types of AI in Halo, it kind of reminded me of the Cephalons in Warframe. I guess my question would be, if you had to choose between a Warframe Cephalon or a Halo AI, what would you choose? A Cephalon, very easily, actually.
It's such an Austin question.
Cephalons are infinite. They don't really have a data problem. They don't have the typical rampancy issue. They are timeless beings in a way. The form in which they are created sucks, like in comparison to human AI in Halo. It's horrible. It's horrific. But once they're Cephalon, I mean, they're Cephalon forever, basically. There are ways for them to be corrupted, but it's usually just with age and lack of use. So the Cephalon, absolutely. Especially if it's like something like Cephalon Psi. If I could get a Railjack Cephalon, absolutely. Turbo Furby asks, have any of you played the Jewel game on the Xbox app on your phone? And if so, what's your highest score? Here's mine, and it's almost 100 million points.
Wait, Bejeweled?
Yeah, it gives you free Microsoft rewards points.
I played
that name in forever.
I used to play Bejeweled at my grandma's house when I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember my high score at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know I've played
well,
it.
it's on the app. You can play it like right now. This the high score he's talking about. He's got 100 million almost. The highest I've ever gone is 86 million. But yeah, that game is awesome. That's where I get a lot of free gift cards.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a great. You guys all need to be using the app and doing everything that it tells you to do so that you can actually get points.
Yeah.
Slap Nuts asks, since we know what armor pieces the Jumper Spartan wears, what armor would the Jumper Elite wear? That's a question for James,
That's
I think.
a James question.
James question.
The Fat Batman asks, you have to make a musical in the style of Hamilton for a character from Halo. Who are you choosing?
Oh, geez.
A musical
Artas
question?
Vadum.
It has to be a tragic character that made some contributions but still made serious mistakes.
Arbiter. That's literally Arbiter. That's describing the Arbiter perfectly.
Miranda Keys.
Her as well. That was my next one.
Miranda Keys, absolutely.
What the
Jumper Elite. That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Connor, do you have one? Did you watch Hamilton? Did you watch Hamilton?
Yes, a while ago, but yes, I have.
Have you watched him?
He sure has.
Isn't that like some play of some kind? Hamilton?
That's insane. Yeah. Yes, it is. Just some play, Connor.
I was never into musicals.
Jeez. It's
just for the sake of probably to make these guys cringe a little bit, George.
Oh my gosh, that would not work in the slightest.
I know.
Also, Connor, you would like it. It's American history told through the style of rap for 2 hours.
Tell me I have to listen to rap for 2 hours?
Really good, yeah. Because Lin-Manuel Miranda, the guy's an artist. Okay, whatever. Next question. From the Monday Melee asking yes or no. And it's a picture of Henry Cavill next to a picture of Arthur Morgan.
Wait, what?
Yes or no? Should there be basically the question is, should there be a live action Red Dead Redemption 2 with Arthur Morgan being played by Henry Cavill?
Yeah, why not? As long as it stays true to the universe. I also think it should be a TV show, not a movie.
No.
Yeah, no.
Just to spite Shane.
I say no because I hate the modern TV format. It sucks. It's horrible. They don't care. They take a movie and they make it suck.
I feel like we've said yes to this type of question way too many times.
I say no.
I'm throwing a no just because.
Henry Cavill just wouldn't be a good Arthur Morgan. You really think that Henry Cavill, a British man, can go all the way down here and talk like that? He can barely pull off like a super, like he's really good as Superman, but I don't think he's gonna pull off a rough and tumble Arthur Morgan. I'd rather see the dude who plays what's the dude Hopper from
Stranger Things.
Yeah, he could probably do it.
I feel like Henry Cavill could do it.
No. Next question from Mr. Horace Heresy asking, would Lord Hood look good in an ad for Moro Burger commercial? No.
Yes.
40K. What? Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do. I'm like pausing the counter in my head repeatedly. Master Beef asks, what would a brute drive in Mario Kart? Would it not be a chopper?
Probably the chopper, whatever Bowser drives.
I don't know what he drives.
Not off the top of my head. No.
I would say a chopper, or maybe some weird conversion of a prowler.
No, I think Wario drove the chopper in Mario Kart.
Wow. Anyway, next question. Does Keith David get enough recognition for Saints Row? Didn't even know he was in it.
Yeah, what?
I had no idea he was in it.
I'm not surprised.
Which Saints Row, though?
I'm going to guess it was 4.
Yeah, I think after 3, they've just have gone downhill.
All right. We're going to say like 3 left here. Turbo Furby, since Austin is the Trekkie of the group, I only just started, man. How do you think the OG USS Enterprise and her crew would perform against the Covenant, say around the time of the fall of Reach? How would the proton torpedoes do against Covenant energy shields and vice versa with plasma torpedoes? Would Enterprise have enough red shirts to make it to the end of the war? Would they even work with the UNSC or focus on themselves? Most importantly, how long would it take before Kirk rizzes up a Sangheili woman? Well, first of all, Kirk would do that on accident almost immediately. Second of all, if we're talking about the original series, the USS Enterprise would end up in the stupidest situation possible and potentially almost destroy their own ship out of their own incompetence, because they do that every episode. They're all stupid. Every single one of them is dumb.
So, the only Star Trek thing that I know is if you have a red shirt on.
That's it. Yep.
You're not going anywhere.
They have plenty of red shirts to make it to the end of the war because they just probably wouldn't leave the Enterprise. They'd probably just stay in it. As for the weaponry, it would probably do pretty darn well against Covenant tech, because I'm going to assume that based on what the phasers are and all that, it's going to be fairly similar to when Cortana took over the Ascendant Justice and just was like, oh my gosh, how did you guys even use these plasma batteries? They're so horribly inefficient, and just made them better and was one-tapping Covenant capital ships. Which was cool. It's probably gonna be something like that. So they'll probably put up a pretty good fight, but they're also probably not gonna get involved because of the Prime Directive, dude. Come on. You didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Star Trek, yeah.
Slapnuts asks, if the library hosts were playable fighters in the 1992 Mortal Kombat game, what would your idle animation be?
How do I just... I'm just gonna do doing curls.
You're just in there. Are you fighting with the weights? Like, do you throw weights and plates at people?
He throws 5-pound plates like shurikens.
There is a niche TikToker I would love to shout out, but yes, I'm going to go with that style.
Okay, I would probably be sitting there like, I'm sitting there with one hand on my phone and I have my arms crossed like this, and I'm just kind of standing there. That would be my idol. Just Iriol Strife. I don't know. How are how are Austin's Ungoy wife and child? Last I knew, they were on Reach. Ooh, that's last I was told, bro. I don't know.
Unreachable.
That's really insensitive content.
It's really. There's a time and a place. There's a time and a place.
All right, 3 more to go. HUD Sanity or Who D Sanity, whatever. It makes a lot more sense to say HUD Sanity. IMO asks, "What's your most expensive bill at a restaurant?" I think probably like, let's say ones that we had to pay. Because I've been given lots of really nice food in my life.
$194.
Are we saying for ourselves exclusively, or when we had to pay for others?
No, I'm saying for myself.
For yourself? Okay, I'll say myself too. I think probably the most that I've ever spent on just myself was like $60.
I want to say like probably at a bar, 70.
Huh. Not bad. That's not bad at all.
Okay, well, I thought your guys's would be higher, so I said mine without shame.
Well, that's the thing is that I if we count the times that I've taken Cheyenne out to eat, because I'm talking about just me. If I talk about when I take Cheyenne out to eat, I mean that's easily approaching like 200.
Well, I will say, I turned 21 when I was in New York.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I was in.
Did you have to pay for your own food on your birthday?
It was the place we went to was so expensive. I said I would. Everything else the entire weekend I did not.
Chump.
Imagine
it's not, I paid for myself
on your own birthday.
On your own birthday?
I don't think you comprehended what I just said to you.
You said that everyone else paid for everything else except for the food.
They would have paid for it, but you chose to pay for it.
That's not what I said. The entire weekend, everything else was bought and paid for. The place we went to dinner was so expensive, I said I would cover myself.
So everything else was bought and paid for.
The entire, not just in that one sitting, the entire weekend.
By other people.
Yes, that entire weekend.
So then those other people also offered to pay for your dinner.
No.
They didn't offer.
Where did you get that from? No.
I figured that if they paid for the trip, they would also pay for the food.
No. Oh. No. When we had plans to go out for dinner for my birthday when I turned 21, it was so expensive. Everyone was like, my mom and my stepdad were like, yeah, we'll pay for myself. My stepsister was like, yeah, I'll pay for for the sake of not drawing up a bill of $1,000 for my family. That was the best way to go about it.
Man, food in New York, geez.
Yeah, and you know what was crazier? It was only a pizza place.
Nah, I bet you it was some pretty like, oh wow, this tastes great. I would never order it ever again.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It was like, okay, to be fair, I forget what it was called. I'm not gonna rag on it too much because it was actually a really nice spot. It was like not like a pizza parlor. It was an Italian place like that we had to make reservations for, and they were known for their pizzas.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would probably still prefer Giordano's.
No, probably.
Oh, no. Lou Malnati's.
It was a cool... Is that the place that was in Chicago?
Yeah.
For Outpost Discovery.
That was good.
Pretty good.
That was...
This man didn't go with us to Outpost Discovery in Chicago.
Maybe one day it'll come back and he finally come along.
No, he missed his chance. Even if he comes back, he's not allowed.
I can't wait to see what people say.
2 questions left. Lego asks, which map from the Halo multiplayer lineup would you want to live in?
So, like, I can take a Halo game, and I could live across any of the maps in said Halo game.
Yep, any of them.
Halo 3.
Okay, which one, though?
Which map?
Yeah, particular.
Valhalla.
Map? That's not a bad call.
No, Valhalla would be...
You're on the Ark in that one, actually, so that would be awesome.
I'd feel safe. It's pretty. I have a water source I can fish.
Technically, that wall...
And I can have fun on the man cannons.
Here's something that you got to be worried about, though. You know that big metal wall?
On the right side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That metal wall is attached to that other map that's slowly being affected by the flood.
Well, you know, it hasn't failed yet. So I'm still staying Valhalla.
Okay.
Are there any maps that spawn in with a mantis on it?
Quite a few of them. Depends on if you put it in there in Forge.
Oh, in that case, give me Forge World.
That's not bad, actually.
I'm kind of pissed.
you could just survive on the ring, basically, is the whole thing.
Yeah.
I would honestly take Haven, because I think if I'm in there, I'm probably godlike. Because Haven is like it's part of the domain, basically.
Do I have access to the Forge Ball?
No. You have to survive, man. You gotta survive.
So before the world is set up, I'm spawning one of everything.
Okay, cool.
Does it respawn?
It probably does, yeah.
Yeah, then we're spawning one of everything.
Okay. Last question, most important one of the night.
Even the grid square.
Spinus Iridia asks, isn't my gecko so adorable and handsome?
Yes, he's very photogenic. I don't think anyone is seeing that.
Yeah, I like him.
They can totally see it,
Pretty
dude.
chill. I think, isn't that his profile picture right now?
No. It was, I think,
have
for
a
a bit.
rotating grid to kill my enemies.
But anyway, that's it for the Q&A. So that's it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week when we come back for our next episode of this Battles of series. I'm still coming up with what the name of it is, but we'll figure it out eventually. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.